Hi, so this is going to be a brief video to tell you how you're going to do this project for Unit 2, which is based on transformation, and it will be counted as a test grade. So you're going to be working with transformation, and you've learned 4 different types throughout this unit, and you're going to apply it to the project that will be due on Monday. So before we go into depth, there'll be certain words that we will come across. Well, this one will be quadrant. Some of you may already know what quadrant is, others may not know, others forgot what it is. So basically quadrant is when you have two axes, the x and the y, and then they intersect each other and they create 4 sections. As you can see in the diagram, there are 4 sections, quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you remember what I told you about reading a graph, especially when you have quadrants and axes, you're reading where when you start here from the top left hand corner and you go counterclockwise, it's positive. If you go in the other direction clockwise, it's negative. So as you can see with the arrow, that this is going counterclockwise, so you're going in a positive direction. So that 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in this project, you're going to be given a shape, and this shape has to go through 5 different transformations, no repeats. I'll go into depth by showing you an example what I mean by no repeats. When you perform your transformation for the shape, the next round is going to be based on the previous transformation that you did, not the one that you started off with. So for the example here, let's say I had this shape and I did a reflection. So I end up with my new image, which is all labeled correctly and has its prime. So this prime tells me that this is the first transformation that I did for the original shape. Then my next round, I would do another transformation, and in this case, it would be a rotation. So then I'd use the previous image that I had to get my new image for the second round. And notice how I labeled it, and it says double prime. So this indicates that this is a second transformation that was done. So notice how I didn't use the original to get to my second round. I'm using the previous. So this was my original, my first round, second round, and so forth. So you're going to be doing 5 different transformations using the previous image that you left off with. And for the notations that you're going to see, or when you look at the Canvas assignment, you're going to see D, T, small r, big R. So the D is for dilation, T for translation, lowercase r for reflection, and the uppercase letter R for rotation. Alright, so I'm going to show you an example. Let's reduce that and go to the Canvas page. So as you can see, you're going to read the rules. It tells you that you have to use all 4 types of transformation at least once. There's going to be the last one of them is going to be repeated because you've gone through all 4 different types of transformation. And when I mean by no repeats, for example, let's say you use rotation. There's different types of rotation. You could do 90 degrees, 180, 270, negative 90. So let's say you use it twice. So you said rotation 90 degrees. And then let's say another transformation you use rotation 180 degrees. That I will allow, but you can't use rotation 90 degrees twice in a row or within your transformation moves. So with your transformation, you have to make sure that you label, you put your coordinate points, you graph you scale your graph, make sure you put your X and Y values, your lines, everything, and color code as possible. And when it comes to different rounds, as you can see in this section, you're going to have your round 1, round 2, 3, 4, and so forth. Each round, you make sure you label, you have your coordinate points, and the tick marks, the prime. So let's say this is prime. You have prime, you got double prime, triple, quadruple, and so forth. So you're going to get an image, and when you have that image, you're going to put the information, the points, the letters, and also the coordinate points. As you can see, there's boxes here, and I'm just using this on the side as a recording sheet. It's already on Canvas that you can download, so you can use to write down all the information before you enter it onto Canvas. So that way everything's organized, neat, and you can see everything all at once before you put it into Canvas and then submit. So as you can see, my initial, let's say I got this initial shape, which is a triangle, and it has the label, and I just basically wrote the information. This is my initial figure points. I have the letter and the coordinate points. This is what you're going to do for that section based on the shape that you are given. Now you're going to start your rounds. Your first round, it says select and perform a transformation that will move your quadrilateral to the third quadrant. So I need to move that original shape to the third quadrant. So what I chose was rotation 180. So for the next question, it tells you which transformation you're going to perform. So since I chose rotation, I'm going to this column, the R column, and I will put in 180. So let's say I just put 180 for it. Now once I do that, I go into my next step, and then I have to perform the rotation on my graph. I have to draw it. Notice how I use a different color from the original color. And then I labeled it with prime, and then I entered the new coordinate points based on that transformation that I did. This is where you're going to need your notes in order to figure out the rules for rotation, translation, dilation, and so forth. So once I've done that, I would put all my information. So I'm just going to put one example where I had that. So notice how this coordinate points, and then the parentheses around it, and my new labels. So you're going to enter that into the boxes, and once you're done, of course you're going to draw your image, and then you're going to take a picture of that image that you did based on that transformation for that round and upload it. Once you're done, then you go on to the second round, and it will tell you what you need to do. So to make this easier for you, you can use the recording sheet that is given in the graph paper, or if you have your own graph paper, you can use that, or you can write it out just a way so that you know what you need to do in order to get to your final round. Take your time with this. This is like a puzzle because each round is asking you to do a specific thing until you get to the end. And if you follow through and you play it out and you arrange it in a way that works well, then you will get to the final round with no issue. All right, so I'll go back to my thing. So as stated, take your time with this. You're going to be able to work on this in class today, and you're going to continue for your asynchronous lesson and also during the weekend, and it will be due on Monday. If you have any questions or anything that needs to be clarified after seeing this video, don't hesitate to ask while you're in class or on Friday and the weekend to email, just to make sure that if you have any questions and you want to show me, okay, this is what I've got so far, am I on the right track, am I doing it right, don't hesitate to ask or email. All right, so this concludes the information part of this project, and hopefully you have fun with it.